Hello. Hi stream, how's it going? Hi Core. Hi Rex. How's it going, everyone? I know, imagine still playing Monster Hunter. And we will continue to play Monster Hunter. Yes. There is an event quest now. There are stuff and things. Oh, you got some ingredients. Okay. New limited bounties! Okay. Mostly just armor spheres. That's fine. I'm sure we can manage all of these. Cuckoo gone cuckoo, stalking supper. Two 4-star quests. Fairly simple. Oh, it literally opens up a QR code. Yep. Alright. One gives the best thing in the game. Cheese! Cheese. More cheese. More cheese is required. Event quests. Nice and simple. I think we can manage those. I might not do them immediately, just in case we have some people turn up and we can do it together. Crazy having 1.5k channel points? That's not crazy. And it's baby numbers. Den complained at me yesterday. She says she has 10k points and nothing to redeem them with. I recently cleared out all my redeems because I completely rebuilt how my stream functions, and none of them would work anymore. But I have not yet replaced them with new ones. That is something I will likely look at doing next week, since this week is Monster Hunter week. Did a bad thing last night. Are you talking about the falling asleep in the middle of the raid? The dungeon, sorry. That's just funny. That's just funny. Literally hilarious. Sorry. I have consumed my wrap. I still have a bag of crisps to eat. But my wrap has been eaten. Food consumed, Dark Souls text. Okay, well, while no one is here, I'm gonna go clear out some of these low-tier things that I still haven't done. Like, look at this ship. I'm thinking 1-star quest from the start of the game that I just never did. Salaman was talking, and next thing I know I'm in Lim, so what the hell am I here for? I hope you didn't get kicked. Oops.
Commencing quest now. Are you prepared?
Wraps are good. Usually we just go for regular bread each week to have sandwiches for lunch, but Spook decided, oh, I fancy wraps for lunch this week instead, so we got some tortillas. I mean, yeah, cool, I would feel the same way. I would feel bad, but it's also fucking funny. It's also hilarious. These aren't even high rank ones, god damn it. Oh, you're a little guy. I was like, what are you? I can pick you up. You're a little guy. You're coming home with me now. Do you know how much time passed? I would, cause in my mind there's a couple of things that could have happened. Because that final boss has a DPS check, it could be that they did kick you because they couldn't make the DPS check without you, and you were AFK. Could be that they managed to do it without you, and the dungeon just ended, and you eventually got, like, manually removed from the dungeon by the game for inactivity. Or, like, you just got kicked from the group for inactivity. I suppose the way to find out is, did you get any currency for it? But that would require you to know how much currency you had before you went in. That's going to maybe come back a little later. Bye, Rex! Enjoy your day. Enjoy your holiday. Yeah, don't spend your entire holiday inside watching a stream. You can do that at home. I know it's low rank materials, but I'm going to gather them regardless. Materials are materials. I think they did it without me, fair enough. It was probably okay then. Because it's not like you turned up to the dungeon and then AFK'd from the start, so... You know, if people give you the benefit of the doubt, they'd probably be like, you know, oh, maybe something happened, because you went through the entirety of the dungeon. I don't know if these skeletons are supposed to be Seratunov, but I keep thinking they're like horses or something.
This looks like a good spot to set up camp.
Oh. There's a camp area here. Nom, nom, nom. Ooh. Aliemonus. That exclamation mark that keeps me thinking that I haven't read it, but I have.
Yes.
Okay, we've done that page, done this page. What's next? A low rank Uthduna.
Now commencing quest by order of the guild. They've issued a
Electric?
release.
Yeah,
Let's put
electric.
them to use.
They don't always follow the pattern of water is leaked to electric, but sometimes that is the
I'll hear
case.
from the others.
Hello.
Hello!
Sorry, it's a little killing two monkeys.
Oh, you sound robotic.
How do I?
Yep.
I'll restart. Just hold on 1 second.
You may wish to restart your Discord.
Is that saying that?
Nope.
Hello.
Nope.
I just proceed to restart my computer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I just accidentally and pointlessly eat a bloody step.
Well,
Yay.
oh, we downpouring. We downpouring. Okay, let me pause here. Probably not a brave thing to do, but finished eating my chisps as well. So.
Hello.
Hi, that's better. Right.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
I just finished eating my lunch, so I went to go wash my hands. And I got back just in time for some little shits to knock me off my sacred.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing alright. I'm getting ill. Because I
No,
went
no.
shopping yesterday. Yeah.
You need to go sit in your garden, go sit in the sun and get some vitamin D. That'll help fight off the cold.
Well, yesterday I worked all day in the garden. Well, not all day, let's be honest, a couple of hours. But for 3 weeks at work, people were coughing, sneezing, ill as dogs for weeks and weeks. I've missed all of it. One day in the Morrisons, dead.
Yep.
God damn it. Oh well. Yeah, I'll be outside a bit later today, probably, but...
Spook is still at work, and I don't think either of us know when he's coming back.
Work? I thought you had an entire week off.
Yeah, he was meant to, and then they were like, oh, there's mandatory training on Wednesday, you're not allowed to miss it, so you can have a different day off. But you have
Oh,
to, yeah, that's what he said. He was like, for fuck's sake.
Does that mean he's off Monday?
I think he took it as a day off last week, and he used the day to just get, like, stuff done in preparation for this week.
Yeah, God damn it. Just,
Yeah, pain in the ass.
I hope one day I'll be able to get him a better job. Because there's none of that crap.
The only problem for me would be the distance, because, you know, part of the reason that he moved over here and he got a new job was to reduce his commute. If he gets a job over where you are, his commute goes back to being at over an hour. Kind of defeated the whole point.
It's alright, you get a little close to me now, it'll be fine. Are you in the middle of that, or did you just start it?
Technically I've just started it, but it's actually low rank, so it will take me no time at all.
Right.
I'm clearing out my side quest, and I'm like, oh shit, there's low rank stuff in here I never did. That thing without its wings looks like a Ludroth, Royal Ludroth. I mean, that's the point. They're the same, like, ecological thing, classification. I've actually thought this guy a lot. I'm just realising. I think I've only done the story quest for him.
Yeah, neither have I. I think I might have done one extra, but other than that, I just kind of left it and I never needed it. Which I don't mind, because he's chill. Why is your stamina bar rainbow coloured?
My stamina bar? The stamina bar's yellow.
Yeah, but when it regens, it like flashes the blue and red at points.
Well, the blue is when you've been inflicted with water blight, which slows down your regen. I'm fighting a water monster. And red is just a warning of, hey, your stamina's low.
Things I don't pay attention to while I'm fighting, I guess.
Just let me stab you. There we go. He's almost dead. Since I'm right next to it on the map, I might as well go in here and grab some stuff. It's all useful at the end of the day. A bunch of treasures! And as far as I can tell, you have to go back through there in order to get out of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen another way to get out of there.
Missed one. Tell you what, hunters have a pair of lungs on them.
They really do. I guess if they're able to take on
Check your safer charge.
basically Goliaths, to be honest,
That's true.
the least they can do is swim for a bit.
Although that was the thing that I always thought in 3, because 3 actually had underwater combat. There was a breath meter, but it was ridiculously long, so I was like, so they are holding their breath, but apparently they can just hold their breath and fight for like 8 minutes. If you mean Raidao core, yeah, they are kind of like equivalents of each other, because in this game that's like the thing of like each zone has its own apex, which is confusing because this is the 3rd time that in the Monster Hunter franchise where a monster is referred to as an apex, except this time they mean it in the actual way of it's the top of the food chain, whereas in Rise we had apex monsters which were like our version of Tempered in Rise, of just like, oh, they're just monsters but stronger. And then there was also Apex monsters, I think, in 4U, which was also confusing. But frankly, that's just game mechanics, rather than a lore reason. Hello, fish!
You are. I'm not here to pick up with you. Go away.
We have our first set of event quests to do.
Oh.
It was
yeah, I saw there was an update, wasn't there?
Yeah, and if you talk to the Palico and stuff, there's like a little news thing to be like, we've got our first update quests. They're very easy. Because obviously, I guess they're just like, you know, giving basic ones for new players. And so the game hasn't technically even been out a week yet because it came out last Friday. Okay, what is next? Optional quests. So done. That page is done. That page is now done. Guardian Rathalos. Let's go. Oh, I'll invite you to a link party. That way you can just kind of drop in and out as and when you want.
Yeah. Hold on, except as soon as I finish this sodding guy.
Commencing quest now. Are you prepared? They've issued us supplies. Let's put them to use.
Oh, come on, man.
Interesting. Gonna have to check that a couple of times and see if that's true actually. Because it was you who pointed out, like, why are we always attacking the Guardians if they were man-made and meant to be quote unquote on our side? And I'm just like looking at this Rathalos, I'm like, he's not actually aggro if I don't attack him. Whereas a normal Rathalos would 100% have started attacking me by now.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess they are more kind of somewhat tame. I think the main reason we hunt them is because of the disruptions they're causing, which is the main reason we hunt any monster. Yeah, that's interesting. This Rathalos is actually, like, not angry at me. He's okay with me being here. Apparently each week is going to have a set of event quests. That's cool. Means we've got stuff to do each week. Even if we get to the point where we're, like, you know, done with the game, we'll still have stuff to do. I think they did that with Rise. I don't think they did it with World. I think Rise came out with weekly event quests.
Bloody tail, man.
Ooh.
Captain, go away.
Right, let's do this properly. Guardians don't need to eat or breed, so it makes sense with it not being fussed with you chilling there. Yeah, I mean, even then, animals will generally get, like, defensive of their territory, even if they're not hungry. So it's a bit of both, Whew, dodge that.
you got the mountain skill on? I'm assuming it's a weapon one because I haven't seen it on the defense one.
I believe I do have a mounting skill, yes. But also, again, technically this is low rank, so the damage thresholds are lower.
Ah.
So I'm just clearing out my quests. No, you don't. You're not moving to an area. Come back here. Not allowed. Insectlave said no.
Lava shot. Damn it.
Brutal. I'm HR20, so I'm back on the MSQ fair. I'm 30 now. I think technically the game does have more story quests for me to do, but I decided I wanted to do these side quests.
Catch a kill.
Oh, just kill its lower rank. No point. I don't need it for its mats. I'm literally ticking the quest off. King of the Skies, yeah, contested, I think. There you go.
Don't need the mats, but it goes just without taste, without carving it, right?
Oh, yeah. No, that's disrespectful. Gotta carve it. Jesus, I mean, I'm in there somewhere. Oh, the decos are always useful. Have you got a shockproof jewel yet?
Yes, no, I do have one.
Yes, I have one as well.
Yes.
Howdy, Dagrin. Oh, wait.
Commencing quest now. Are you prepared?
I heard from the others.
Oh, you have a lot of feathers on you.
Yes, I'm wearing the Guardian Sacred Belt. It literally gives you just like a feather skirt.
I'm just thinking of like actually wearing that. It'd be so incredibly annoying.
Yeah, it would not be good to wear. Just a field guide. Let me have a look, see.
Hello.
Water. I do need to do some high rank Blahara at some point because I know I need to upgrade my water glaives some more. In fact, I think a few of my glaives need upgrading just because there's a couple of monsters I haven't actually fought in high rank
Anything
yet
catch
still.
your eye?
Hmm.
Hello.
Need all of my glaives to be in the blue tier, really, not green tier.
Hello. You know where to find me.
Yes. The people
Ooh,
from
festival
Zeus
shares.
told
Nice.
me to tell you they said hello.
Yes.
Everyone in the village said they can help too.
I think I don't know.
Sleep herbs, yes.
Weirdly enough, mostly water. I thought something else would be good against him, but
Let's do just a couple of them. Fluffy eggs. There we go.
Bye.
Bit of trading. Okay, that was a bit weird. For a split second, I thought I had somehow clipped out of bounds, but no.
yeah.
Because I just kind of drifted through something, but no, it just turns out it was just a bit of scenery that didn't have collision, which is fair. I'm going the wrong way. I was too busy being like, oh, materials, I need materials.
I gathered some materials too. Check your field pouch.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Jesus, this whole thing.
I know. When high ranks go back to low rank, it is just bullying.
Oh, you're on it. Sorry.
That's right.
Didn't notice.
Oh, we're going on an adventure apparently. No, you're not.
You did it!
What? To be winning.
I found a spot, well, I say I found, my bloody pigeon found a spot in here that if you're in sprint chasing something, it'll go in an infinite loop because it's a bit lost.
Aww.
It's like going up a cliff, going back on a cliff, going up a cliff, going back on a cliff. Right there.
I found that when you're fighting the octopus that lives in this area, sometimes if it goes into its nest, and I think it's literally here, the secret will try to auto path just into a wall because it thinks that this is the quickest way to get to the nest. Did you put that down or did the cats put it down?
No, the cats did. They made them a lot more useful. They basically have all the tools and they just did it randomly. So.
Yeah, I commented that to Spook because initially he was like, they don't have any tools anymore. And I realised that they just have them all passively. And you can upgrade them with the side quests they give you. Hello. Oh, Doshiduma, why?
Great. Earlier I was fighting a normal Doshiguma in the plains. It was approaching it, it was having a fight with Ray Dow. And Ray Dow used its ultimate ray gun ability and just casually did 2,500 damage.
It's about punching above your weight.
Yeah.
Hi, Nemo!
Hello, Nemo.
Feel free to come join if you want to. I'm just going through all my side quests. Bonk.
I'm so used to capturing, I rarely have to carve, so I'm used to just holding, skip.
Fair.
Basically capture literally everything.
Yeah. Once I'm starting to do high rank stuff, I'll capture everything because more rewards.
Apart from that one time, I threw 8 fucking tranks at a thing, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I looked at the side and saying, Slay.
Oh.
I got so pissed off because I thought the game was just doing me over, and then, yeah.
No. Read.
At least in this one, if you have to do one, it won't let you do the other, and it won't just fail it.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember in World, if you did one and you meant to do the other, I guess
Yes.
if you slay it before capturing, that can still happen, although I haven't tested that, but the other way around, it doesn't work.
Interesting. Making the game easier, some would say. Did we find Jumpmaster? I'll need that. That's Airborne skill for insect glaives.
Helicopter, helicopter.
You guys need to come up with a new joke.
Yes.
Please tell me that's all of at least the low rank done now. Yes. All my low rank ones are done. We're now in high rank again.
Once you get into tempered stuff, there's a metric button on a side quest everyone just throws at you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now we're in the boring high rank go kill a bunch of bugs.
It's to be done.
Has to be done. I'm trying to get all of the quests done.
That's the bullshit.
Let's have another hunt with no surprises today.
Full Great Vein. Where do they appear again? I suppose they probably appear in Raidow's area.
I'm out of trap tools. Oh.
That's an easy one. You just go to the shop.
Yeah, if there's thunder, they appear like kind of everywhere.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, there's a material available. I'm like, oh, I should make a note of that. Yeah, they're just kind of all over the place.
I think they're just the points ones. I don't think they're like special. There's a material I've encountered, well, I haven't encountered, I should say, that I need to get. It's for one of the very basic weapons, but I still haven't found any of it, and I don't know what it is. It's some sort of a, what's it called? Mineable gem, or at least that's what it looks like, but...
Careful, it's not mysteriously a low rank one, because I remember that happened to me in World at one point. I needed something really low down on a tree, and no matter where I went, I couldn't find it, and it turns out because it was low rank, so I had to go to low rank areas instead.
Oh no, it's for like a tier 6 weapon, so...
Okay, so it is a high rank thing.
Yeah. It might not come from mining, it might come from something else, but it is a mineral, so I just assumed. Hello, Nemo.
Hi, Nemo!
Hello, hello.
Good day. Time zone appropriate greeting.
Yay. What is time?
Who's to say?
I love when they post it's like, Monster Hunter's coming out this part of the world at this time, and this time, and this time, and with Australia it was just like, yeah, we're not even going to try and unpack that.
Be glad you're getting it.
Yep. New Zealand got it. To be fair, I don't know if I think they did just East and West Coast. Like they didn't go for each, because in America they have a few time zones going, don't they?
Yeah.
In the populated side of Australia, I should say, do you share the time zone with Japan, or is it a bit off?
I think we might be an hour off, I'm not sure. Although that might depend too, because and this is why they didn't unpack it. First of all, I think we have about... So basically we've got, like you might have assumed, East and West Coast, but we've also got the middle and middle and a half. And the northern state does there's a northern state that doesn't do daylight savings, so it has its sort of own time zone thing going on. Well, it's not really its own time zone, it's more that sometimes it's in sync with the two states below it, but not not always.
Okay, now that's the confusing one of, like, not always, but I get, coming from the country with, obviously, daylight saving time, so...
Yeah.
We need to abolish it.
I mean, yeah, there's I still get confused with it every single year.
Yeah, most of the country does daylight savings, just Queensland, which is the northern one, it doesn't, which, from my understanding, makes sense, because I don't think it would make much difference there. I get the feeling that daylight savings isn't really worth it too much when you're in a close to a tropical climate. Not that the whole of Queensland is tropical, but obviously it's going to be you know, it's it's going to be warm a lot more, and also the closer to the equator, I don't know the sun is going to.
It
You know,
mattered when you had to work in the daytime.
Yeah, that's why the primary
So,
argument over here and why we should keep it is for the farmers, basically. Instead
I
of
don't even know if. I think the bigger argument would be energy conservation, realistically. Because
It's
like,
only an hour though. It makes very little difference because the sun comes up so late. Like the middle of the day hour backwards and forwards makes no difference.
Mm,
At least here for us. Obviously over there it might be slightly different, but like I think in the middle of winter we get the sun up by like 11 and then it goes down at 3. It's like it doesn't matter if it goes up at 12 and goes down at 4. Everyone's still at work. Like I need to put a pair of socks on because my feetsies are cold, and I need to get a limb suit because my throat is hurting. So I shall leave you guys to one quest on your own. I'll be
yeah,
back.
go on then. Put some honey in it.
quest to what?
A whole quest. But I'm just doing
Unfortunately, I don't have honey, but I have lemon.
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 Ah, Hunter. I'm so glad you're here. Could I talk to you for a minute? Lately,
In French, is that what we're
the
playing?
Vanguard's
Le
desert patrols
Monster
have been
Hunter?
attacked by a sand leviathan, unlike anything you've ever seen.
It may have felt you were encroaching on its territory. Have
More
you
side
heard what was
quests.
different?
It was larger in size. I also heard that it looked like it was covered in old scars.
I see. From those characteristics, it sounds like we're dealing with a tempered monster.
A tempered monster.
One that's weathered countless battles over the years and grown more powerful and more dangerous. If the patrols have attracted one's attention, they'll be at risk.
I'm gonna
of
close that
annoying
window again.
villains here.
Felt the room was a bit stuffy, but now I'm cold.
Better to remove that threat before someone gets
Eh.
seriously hurt. Will you leave this to the guild?
Of course. Thank you so much. Please, be careful out there.
You think they'll ever give us weapon layer armor? Well,
Guild
weapon layer.
researchers sent to investigate
Maybe,
this
yeah.
report confirmed your theory. They cited a tempered Valahara in the desert.
Because I'm not sure they actually
certain to
have
affect the greater region.
different hitboxes or not.
Hunt authorization has come down from the guild. Please take care of it as soon as you're ready.
Like, you wouldn't think so, especially with some of the
No.
insane designs they make. And maybe that's exactly it. They are such insane designs that it does matter. Because visually, some of them look much longer and stuff than others, so
Yeah, that's true.
maybe it's sort of a hidden stat. Well, not really a stat, but, you know, different hitbox does make a difference.
It does make a difference. I don't know.
Because, yeah, if it's a case of that, I very much can see why they don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Cheese! Give me the cheese.
Cheese, grommet!
Cheese, Grommet! Oh, I do like a bit of gorgonzola.
You watched the latest movie?
Yes, it's very good.
Yes.
It's just funny to me that when Christmas rolled around, the fact that there was a new Wallace and Gromit thing to watch was really being treated like a national event.
I mean,
It was being advertised everywhere. Of like, you need to see this.
I heard from the others.
I mean, they always do the Wallace and Gromit grand appeal and everything, so
Yeah,
it's sort of, it is a national event.
they're a national treasure.
They are.
They are. I love them. Ooh, limited bounty completed
I like
already.
that pirate movie they did as well.
Yeah, I did too. I like all of what Aardman makes. I don't know if this is as well known because it was only a TV show and I've actually forgotten what it was.
Shaun the Sheep.
No, not Shaun the Sheep. They did a TV show which was basically they interviewed a lot of the British public about just random topics, but then they animated Aardman like animals over them.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
yeah.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like
Oh
that. I
my
like that as
goodness,
well.
love that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that's just the British public talking about stuff.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta remember I've got family from up that way, so
This is true. More bugs.
the Eldritch horrors spanned.
The horrors, they persist.
Yeah. A lot of people think of Lovecraftian stuff as being in England. This is cold and wet and dreary sort of thing. Sort of
Mhm.
makes sense, but it was actually in Brooklyn.
That's
So,
true.
if anything, when you're thinking of Lovecraft, you should be giving everyone Brooklyn accents.
Now commence inquest by order of the guild.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
A supply shipment's come in. Hope you find something useful.
God, it's Eldritch horrors beyond my comprehension. I don't know how to do a Brooklyn accent properly.
No, that didn't sound right. I'm not good at
No.
accents either, but that didn't sound right.
No. My edit worked, and then it's like, no, you've gone completely off the rails. Need to sound like Scout from Team Fortress 2.
Yes. Stand in the poison because I need this.
Hey, get the fuck out of my way, you giant tentacle! I'm walking here!
There you go.
There you go.
I had to get that out of my system.
It erupted out of him.
Ran upstairs to get that one out.
How are you following the stream? Or Discord even?
He's got wireless headphones.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's
Right.
stand using psychic powers suddenly.
I mentioned Cthulhu and just my
Yeah.
antennas are tingling.
Oh, don't see that very often. The Vespoids are like sat on this log. They've like got their
Oh
wing.
my fucking god. Oh no.
What?
What?
Oh, Blue, why did you have to point that out? My stupidity has hurt me once again.
Why? What
So if you turn
happened?
around, Blue, if you turn around, there's a group of Vespoids down there. You can't really see, but if you walk that way, then you
Yeah.
can see them. I always thought that the fucking pigeon went there, but it was actually like a bug. And they're not there because I couldn't fucking see them until
Because
now.
they're just sat on the log here and just
I
looking.
did this quest like 3 times. Fucking camouflage,
They're just sat there. This is nature at its finest. They're just bugs at the end of the day.
I was like, why does it take me here? There's never any here. It's like, what the fuck, man?
They live here.
Oh my god. I quit. I'm not a monster hunter.
It's not even Monster Hunter. It's more just kind of like ecology of like, nature.
Fucking mosquitoes, man.
You say that if there was a bug that size sitting on the inside of your house or something, you'd say that's a monster.
I would,
I
yes.
always went there to kill those instead because I was like, well, they're not there anymore.
Yeah. I've learned over the years, and I'm glad that it's still consistent. Of if you, as an Insect Glaive player, actually kill the bugs with your bugs, they leave their carcasses behind, and you can carve them.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have.
As opposed to when, because most weapons, when you attack them, they just explode into pieces. Yeah,
I always, in most games, you had to use special little. I think it was the trank bombs. Wasn't it?
you have to either try to trank them or use like poison bombs as well and poison them to try and leave the
Poison
body
bombs,
intact.
I think that was the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's when you gotta leave carcasses behind.
because they're delicate and they explode into a bajillion pieces. But yeah, insect
Good.
glaives have the ability to keep them intact.
They're crunchy.
They probably did that because insect glaives needed their parts the most. Because unsurprisingly, you needed things like Vespoid wings to upgrade your own insects and stuff. Getting film creature
when
comforts were
people
so
like-
embedded in British consciousness that the BBC did a promo campaign to it, similar where the British public was interviewed about the BBC. Yeah! Aardman is just key British culture.
Very
Why
much.
is my rubber chicken weapon water? I thought he was like poison or something.
I think it's both. I think he spits poison and just globs
Oh
of water.
no, sorry, it is poison. I'm just being retarded. I'm not doing well today.
Oh, but I mean, you are sick.
Oh, I'm worse than I thought. Apparently, I'm just obliviously blind at this
One of my
point.
favourite Aardman animations is Early Bird, part of their conservation pieces from 1982. It's a film about early morning radio presenter, and there's lots of subtle jokes in it. That is Aardman's style, to put like subtle jokes and non-subtle jokes in there, but I've never seen that one. I have to watch it sometime because I love Aardman. I'm so excited for the Aardman Pokemon crossover.
Yes. Wait, that's actually a thing? 'Cause
Yes.
I know they're doing more of Pokemon Concierge.
Yes, Pokemon Concierge is a separate thing by a different
Yeah.
stop motion studio, but there is an actual
wonder if that's
there's an Aardman Pokemon one happening as well.
I wonder if that's what triggered it,
Maybe.
because there's not a lot of big name stop motion people these days.
It is, yeah, it is a dying art. A lot of people would probably tell you.
Let's have another hunt with no surprises.
Aardman and is it Leica? Is that the studio that did the other ones? Frog can probably correct me.
Where's she gone? Hey, get back here.
Stop motion is great. I want to watch Jason the Argonauts again. I haven't watched that in so long. It's a very classic movie. And yeah, amazing special effects because when Jason fights the monsters and stuff, of course they use claymation and fights the skeletons. The amount of work that goes into stop motion is
I know,
unreal.
it's insane. I loved watching, because it was actually included on Netflix, because Netflix was the one that had the new Chicken Run. There was a small, it was only like half an hour little behind the scenes thing for the new Chicken Run, but I loved watching it. And one of the bits that fascinated me was when they were talking about the glass staircase scene. And explaining the difficulty of, like, you know, you're trying to have a stop motion character walk down a glass staircase, but they wanted her to stay in shadow until the reveal when she was at the bottom of the staircase. So it's like so they had to animate her walking down the staircase, but also like keep the light in the correct position as well. But also the staircase itself is made of glass, so there's a whole difficulty with that as well. And I was like, Jesus Christ!
Yep.
Just for one shot, and it goes so perfectly. Yeah, go away, Ashkan. I'm not here to fight you today. That comes later.
Maybe that'll be the Monster Hunter crossover, Wallace and Gromit. Fight that ruddy penguin.
No, too terrifying.
Very much.
One of the single most evil creations on this world, and it's a penguin.
Yep.
No.
Ooh.
Penguin's not evil. Don't lump them in together.
The shrimpy. Hello, shrimpies.
These things we're hunting are very xenomorph coded as well. Or at least Geiger-esque.
Cranodath. I'm going to assume... I don't actually recognise the name or the visual, so I'm going to assume these are one of those things where the game is like, we're going to blobify them. Oh no, these guys, right, yes, because they put their horns, like, split open.
Yep.
Very bizarre.
They were the only ones who almost paid me white on a non, monster quest. They just kept fucking hitting me, and I was like, can you stop already?
Yep.
Damn.
Three of them, and they just tamed me. It's like, give it a rest, man.
They need to remake Aliens with Muppets.
Maybe then I'd actually watch it.
You ever watched Aliens even as a kid?
I'm sorry, what?
You've never watched Aliens even as a kid?
No?
Good films.
I'm sure they are.
They were fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's probably why I
No,
didn't watch them. You know which movie did terrify me as a kid? My family
Mhm.
were just casually watching it at my aunt and uncle's, and it terrified the shit out of me. The Mummy.
Ah, yeah, I can see it.
It wasn't the mummies that scared me. It was the bugs.
Yeah, fair.
The bugs that crawl under your skin and eat you. Terrified me. Could not go to sleep that night. Literally.
Fortunately, that's not what scabs actually do, but yeah.
Yeah, literally, it terrified me. Terrified the absolute shit at me. I don't think I actually slept that night at all. I was so scared. And I struggled to sleep for the following week, and I think my parents ended up being slightly annoyed at my uncle, being like, shouldn't have put that movie on, and he was like, shouldn't have been watching it. So it's not right, it's not a kid's movie, why was she in the room watching it? And I'm just there going,
I used to get a lot more nervy about things, but I still get scared by especially scary video games and all that. But a lot of movies and all that can't scare me anymore, for example. The reason, however, was because I decided, you know how I'm going to, get better at scary things? I'm going to play a game that's ruddy scare way past my scare limit and see if I can just sort of desensitize myself to it. I played a game called The Suffering.
oh.
Yeah, after that I was never as scared of much of anything else.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was rough.
I don't know if I particularly find scary games scary. I just hate getting jump scared. Like
Yeah,
Star
I think that's my main thing is jump scares, and I think when a lot of games do it, it can be kind of cheap as well.
That's where my anxiety mostly comes from. It's like, what's around the corner that's about to make me crap myself?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then when it
I
comes to
think
my
like
face,
well
I'll hate it.
done like atmosphere. I guess it's the difference between like horror of like the atmosphere that's very well done. I can at least appreciate, like, I don't like it, but I can appreciate it more. But a jump scare, it is like, it almost makes you angry if something jump scares you. You go, ah, fucking,
Yeah.
because it's just so cheap.
Some people do enjoy it, not me.
Yeah. Mind you, I can get scared by certain movies, but they have to be pretty psychological horror end of things. Like a lot of horror movies, just nothing.
Horror is not my genre.
It's interesting. You may end up liking Aliens because it's very creature biology focused.
Fair, actually, that's a fair point.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's not just some supernatural monster. It's this thing has very interesting and unique biology and reproduction and everything. Life finds a way. This might be a thing because it never really came up in the other ones, but it's interesting that you can have both the cold and hot buff going at the same time.
Yes.
Like, I don't think having a hot drink and a cold drink make you still hot and or cold.
Soup.
Because having a hot and cold drink actually do help loads with temperature in real life.
Oh yeah.
Don't know mixing the two necessarily makes you immune to both.
I don't think that works that way. In a way, the mantle bugs make more sense because, I could imagine it of like if you have a warm drink to warm your insides, but then if you've got a chill mantle bug, I vision that more as like putting a gel on your skin in a way.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't drink those.
Yeah, especially if it's
Oh.
especially if it's a gel that won't evaporate particularly easy. Having liquid on your skin helps with heat transference. Well, temperature transference, whether cold or hot, very well.
I just discovered that Hirabami shed their skin. Up on this ledge, there was a Hirabami shed skin that you could go salvage from.
Ah,
So they shed their skin like snakes do.
there you go.
I guess that's probably what maybe this like tattered material is. I kind of thought it was cloth, but maybe it's like shed skin.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even see what you're fighting.
More bugs. Small monsters are sometimes instanced, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems a lot weird about a lot of the. I mean, this game's like least so, but all the ways the network and stuff worked. You got to remember, this game was designed at its base to be for a portable system. It wasn't high-end ready network or
not this one, but
this one. But like in the past,
Yes.
like Monster Hunter's roots is what I'm saying.
yeah.
And that's why they had the whole lobby thing and all that, because it was you're literally linking systems and that. You weren't usually using the internet or anything.
Another one.
Eventually, I forget which. I don't think even Tri had internet connection. It was local.
No, on the Wii, no, it did not.
I think 4 was the first.
Yes.
I don't think the PlayStation Portable or Vita did internet access. Not like that.
I don't think the PSP did, but the Vita probably did. Or one of those things. It was probably one of those things where it's like technically it did in Japan, because like technically there was like an online system for the Game Boy Advance if you lived in Japan.
There was an online system for the NES, wasn't there?
I think so.
Yeah, the modem you could attach, which is just wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was one for the Game Boy as well, which was basically you connect it to a phone line. Which never made it here.
Yeah. I also have a lot of those things with Spot Pass and all that don't work too well here is really designed to be working in the big metropolis cities in Japan. Of course, I'm sure they work fine if you're living in a metropolis city where you are, but that's only a few places in the world.
I remember when the 3DS and Spot Pass was a big thing. If I just went out on a day-to-day walk, I was lucky if I would get one hit of like someone else in the town. But if I went into actually like the city centre Birmingham, I would get a few. But unsurprisingly, the real time where it was like, oh, I got to take my 3DS to get Spot Passes is when we went to conventions. And that thing would get filled within minutes because you could only have like so many people in there at a time. So you would be frequently opening it up to be like, gather all these people, and then close it again.
Yeah, that's interesting. As much as Japan that are metropolis cities, so
I found a crab, a curious crab. Caught a creature. I got an achievement for it. Catch a creature that bears a coin.
Oh, well, there you go.
So whatever I just found, it was rare, and I literally just saw it scurrying out the corner of my eye. I was like, what the hell are you? What are you? If you have the slots, there's an adaptability gem that removes the need for hot and cold drinks. I don't know if I want to use a slot for a skill like that.
I'll have to look as I go along, because I'm still collecting. There's a lot of stuff I need to collect before I can even start looking at that.
Yeah, I'm not in proper set building territory yet.
Yeah. That starts to get very end game. Don't get me wrong, I've got stuff going, just not need to focus on the major points at first.
Anyone played the PS2 version? I did not. Monster Hunter Tri was my first Monster Hunter on the Wii. No, I didn't play it on the PS2.
PS2, which one was that?
First Monster Hunter.
Oh, I didn't realise that was on... Because I thought Monster Hunter First was just on the the PSP.
No, it was not.
Ah.
I think that's Monster Hunter 2 and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
Oh.
I think it was called Unite because the whole reason it was called Unite was because it had proper multiplayer in it because PSP.
Was Freedom Unite a remake of one then?
I don't know.
Like a port, realistically. For
Yeah,
the
because I
portal.
never played those ones.
Yeah.
Check.
But yeah, it's amazing how much they did with limited tech because it was possible because they would have, you'd have your lobby and you'd plan up your hunt there and then you'd move into the actual hunting area and each of those parts were each zone was separated into its own loaded area.
Yep.
And you didn't typically have a lot of monsters. You'd possibly maybe have 3 or 4 little monsters, but mostly just the big one. And yeah, it worked really well.
You have to constantly chase, and if you lost it, you lost it.
Yeah,
The Adept Gem
paintballs
is
were
useful for
important.
gathering sets as it frees up spaces. That's a fair point, actually. For a gathering set, it's good.
Hmm.
I heard from the others. Yes.
Yeah, you'd have there's a bunch of specific skills that are very good for gathering. So yeah, that would be great on a gathering set.
Right, now we're past high rank bugs. Now we're into high rank regular monsters. Yeah, so main series, Monster Hunter PS2, Monster Hunter 2 PS2, and then Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii, and then in a separate category it literally has portable series and Monster Hunter Freedom for the PSP, Monster Hunter Freedom 2 for the PSP, with Monster Hunter Freedom Unite being an enhanced version, is what it says, and then Monster Hunter Portable third, which was Monster Hunter
like
Tri.
Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate. Monster Hunter does that a lot. They have a regular edition, then a extra edition.
Yeah, a bit like Pokemon used to do.
It's like an expansion. Yeah, much like Pokemon.
They would do red and blue, and then they would do yellow, and then they would do gold and silver, and they do crystal. So which is why it's so hard to keep track of Monster Hunter games because it's like, and they're all different. So we've got Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter 2, Monster Hunter Tri, Monster Hunter 4, but then also there's Monster Hunter Portable Third, which is 3, but then you've got Monster Hunter Generations, which is technically 4th, but it's also known as Monster Hunter X or Cross in Japan.
Yes.
And it's like,
yeah, because you went. The big thing about that was we're going to revisit the first 3 games, zones basically.
Yeah, so it gets a little confusing. So much like Pokemon, I'm kind of glad that we're in the era of having it as DLC rather than, hey, buy the entire game again with a little bit extra.
Yeah, it was basically an expansion, but they sort of... The problem is they didn't set it up so you could just... Like, realistically, what they could have done, especially for some of them, was like, have this and install it. I suppose, I don't know. The Wii U
it just wasn't viable at the time. It was kind of like ahead of its time, basically, if they wanted to add extras to the base game, but DLC as a concept, didn't exist.
Yeah, the PS2 mightn't have been able to, but I'm fairly sure you could have installed expansions on the Wii U if... I don't know, actually.
I think famously the early DS and the Wii, even though the internet had been around for several years, it still had very bad internet services because again it was just very early. Because Xbox Live came kind of after, and it was only really sort of in the Wii U 3DS that Nintendo kind of pulled its finger out and got a better sort of service.
Yeah. It's gone now, though.
Yeah. And now I'm glad that I still insisted on buying physical copies of my 3DS games.
Yes.
The only one was like, I bought the eShop versions of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow because, of course, I did. But I actually didn't buy Gold, Silver, Crystal, and to be fair, at no point in the last however many years have I kind of felt the need to go back and play them. So it's like, have I really lost out? Not really, especially since I have my original copies of Gold, Silver, Crystal that I can play on my Game Boy.
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't really need to buy them. I probably didn't really need to buy Red and Blue. I was definitely swept up in the time of like, oh, I'm still a student. I'm in sort of like my student era. I've got like a weekend job, so I've got a little bit of expendable money, so I'm just going to treat myself to Pokemon games. But I did make sure that I had them installed on my 3DS when the servers went down.
Yeah.
Just in case the itch does hit me.
I think that's the 3DS is one of the only Zelda games I never played, the Link Between Worlds.
I do own that, but I didn't get very far in it.
I did enjoy Echoes of Wisdom.
Oh yeah, how was it? I didn't play that one.
Oh, fun.
Good.
That was the recent one where you actually get to play Zelda for once.
I know, loved it. Love that concept. Like, fucking finally.
I also love the fan theory that one of the reasons Link is often chosen as the hero is that he, in a pinch he can body double as the princess.
That's a good theory.
Yeah, I love him talking. It's like, sometimes Zelda just decides that, she's going to do the whole hero thing. She just boy modes.
But
you
Link
might say,
can be
that's
gender fluid if they
unlikely.
want to be.
Exactly. And you might say that's unlikely, but we know at least one of the Zeldas boy moded with Sheik.
Yeah, Sheik's a thing.
Yep.
Did you play Spirit Trains? You mean Spirit Tracks? I didn't, but I think actually Curls played Spirit Tracks, and I think she liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's the other ones. Phantom Hourglass, which I forgot all about it. But,
I did play
yeah,
Phantom Hourglass.
For whatever reason, never played the 3DS Zelda games. And now I would now I'd probably have to pay quite a bit to get a second-hand copy.
Indeed. Phantom Hourglass is fun because you get to be a pirate on the seas. And we all know that being a pirate is fun, right guys?
Who likes pirates? I don't know
Apparently,
anyone who likes pirates.
Nintendo certainly doesn't.
I remember there was a, I think it was some sort of Disney kid show, and yeah, one of the things was like, a good pirate never steals anyone else's property. It's like, I don't think you understand how this works.
Yeah. That's valid. If I bother with another Switch title, I'll see about getting physical version. Yeah, much like same with my 3DS. All of the Switch titles I have bought, I have actually bought physical versions of them. Even like Pokemon Scarlet, Brilliant Diamond, Pokemon Snap, Monster Hunter Stories 2. I have them all on physical cartridges. And that was before the Nintendo eShop closed down. But now that it has closed down, I'm literally just like, yep, I was right.
It's asleep. Do you want to...
Nope.
Okay. That answered my question.
I literally came around the corner and swung before you'd even got the words out.
Excellent work. I was thinking, I'm not sure, because this... was this the first monster we fought? Like the first big one?
Yeah, this is the first monster of the game.
Yeah, so it's...
It's a great
Really?
Jagras.
Yeah. For a long while there, it was basically, what's this new area's Jagras? I was feeling fairly confident at one point we're going to have a Jagras of every element.
Yeah. I just wanted Great Jaggy back. Oh, 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 oh.
Data.
They
He's
did
a-
make very cool noises.
So cool.
The whole concept of this game is just fun. Just it's low. It's sort of low fantasy in a way because it's all
Yes.
biological and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Still fantastical elements, but yeah, it's not. Things are really just magic, although things very much get pretty close to it.
Yeah, as it is magic in a sense, but like they try to explain it. It's like a biological magic system. Kurapeko for me. I also love Kurapeko. When I learned that this game was like quite open world, I did want Kurapeko in it. So I was like, if you're gonna have a massive map with loads of monsters on it, surely you want to have the monster whose whole gimmick is summoning other monsters.
Yeah,
That's just fun.
I know of at least one of the monsters they're adding, but I won't say because.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look forward to finding that out.
Because yeah, apparently somewhere on the internet they've actually said these are some of the ones we're bringing back later.
Fair enough. I think the reason that unsurprisingly they tried to do that to like drum up interest, but at the same time I'm like, no, don't spoiler it. Yeah, Curio Shell Crab. Oh my god, it reminds me of the coin mimics that someone made for D&D, which were and the ones that were in Delicious Dungeon as well. Yeah, someone came up with that before Delicious Dungeon came out. But obviously, it was just a coincidence. But yeah, it's like a crab that looks like a gold coin.
It makes sense that. I love that whole concept of, because people don't really talk about mimic reproductive habits, but it makes sense that they would have little ones.
Yeah.
Grow into it.
Do you want some help with that, Stanji?
Can do. I'm literally about to catch it if you want rewards.
Mooching, let's go.
Yeah.
Are you? Is Blue Hunter rank 31 or higher?
I believe I am now. Yes. Kuropeko's armor wouldn't work as well as it is all about paintballs showing off a monster is capable, which game does anyway. That's just reworking though. They could just rework
We
that.
still have paintballs.
Yeah, I think even in World, I think some sets have been reworked from how they used to be. Because I mean, technically the armor system has changed since back then.
You get for being annoying. Sorry, I just smacked it with a fist.
Back in my day, various things would give, random little bits of skill, and the skill would increase according to sets of 5.
Yeah, it was like a weird cumulative system. So they would have to rework the armor anyway because the system is different. So why not? Thanks for the free stuff.
Can't believe you're gonna get actual rewards for it. That's...
Yep.
Right,
Thanks for the free stuff.
You're welcome. These are a pain.
Rank and everything. It's just the whole kit and caboodle.
Anyway, back to yours. I just needed some bits from it, and I was trying to get them forever now. I think I got
Thank you
them
for
now.
your labour.
Effort.
I don't want to spoil. What kind of spiciness have you gotten in your monsters so far?
Me?
Not you, Blue.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Me, we have encountered frenzied monsters now, so I do know what the implication of that is.
Yep.
If that is what you are referring to as spicy, and I have encountered the odd tempered as well. Hi,
Yep,
Dan!
that's the one.
Right.
I knew the
I'm
moment
not
my
gonna
scout
encounter
flies
the frenzy.
turned blue. I was like, oop.
That's right. I remember you saying to Spook. Oh, the scout flies are blue.
Hola, amigos. Also, a USJ event set I still wish I could get. I imagine they'll do another one, because they did one both for World and for Rise, because Universal Studios Japan has a Monster Hunter attraction in it. So I imagine they will do another crossover for that to promote it.
And they made that movie, which was an attempt.
It was certainly a movie. I will say though, I went in sort of expecting awfulness, and it was actually okay. It was fine. There was like, as someone who is a big fan of Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter lore, there were at least bits where I was like, okay, you did some research. You got you did get some bits correct, actually.
Yeah. And I did like at least they went for a more isekai thing, because at first the trailer was very much like the military fighting monsters. Like this is just another.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want
but,
that, but it was essentially an isekai, as you say.
Yeah, but so they actually use monster hunting weapons and stuff. I didn't like the small monsters, because it's like we had a plethora of small monsters you could choose from, so you just made some up. Like, why? Like, there's monsters that weren't even that different from what they used. At first I thought, when I first looked at it, I was like, is that supposed to be, you know, some of the land octopi for the thing? And I looked it up, and no, some people theorise that it might have been ones from the MMO, but it wasn't even that. So,
yeah.
Although, yeah, more similar ones in the MMO. But...
Yeah, that was the weird thing of like the Rathalos and the Diablos. They got like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty spot on, and then out of all the monsters, they're like, we're gonna use Nasilla, and I was like, why? And then when you finally see it, I'm like, it doesn't even look that much like a Nasilla. You just wanted a giant spider.
Yeah.
It's just a giant spider. That's it.
Yeah, and all the little ones with it were not at all the little one. It's yeah, they just wanted a giant land octopi.
What was the big bad in that game? I can't remember.
Again, we're talking about a movie.
Sorry, in that movie. What was the big bad? Like at the very end?
Yeah, it was the Rathalos.
Yeah. They started with the Diablos and they went to the Rathalos, which is a hell of a start to Hunter.
Dan, thanks for gifting a sub to Monster Hunter. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, darling.
Yeah, Monster Hunters might become dedicated follower. The next crossover will be Blue Skull Wolf.
Imagine. Next game that comes out, I'll be the Insect Glaive representative.
Good day.
I did like that they'd got community representatives for each weapon. If you saw that. Unsurprisingly, Joe Cat was Sword and Shield, but they had like Josh from Rage Gaming for Greatsword and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, the first way I heard about Monster Hunter was through the Game Grumps campaign they did, so... Does anyone remember that?
Vaguely,
No.
yes.
Yeah, they did a whole little thing where they did some hunting together.
Yeah, I think I do vaguely remember.
Because I think Aaron had played it before and was explaining some of the things to the others. I think Susie had as well, I'm not sure.
I think so, yeah.
How did you miss me? I was right in front of you. What? Skill issue.
But yeah, once I understood, when I looked at it and saw what it was and understood, it's like, this is sort of a Bosch Rush kind of thing. But
Yeah.
with the materials and stuff, it's like, oh, that's gold, I can't believe I hadn't... It's amazing how, especially back in the days, and probably even more so now, there's just games you'd absolutely adore that you don't hear about.
That's why I rely on people like Curls, who just has weird, in-depth knowledge of like, here's a bunch of indie games that I think you really like, and I'm like, where do you learn about these things?
Some of my favourites are indie games by and far.
Indie games are able to take bigger risks than AAA games, so that you end up with more interesting gameplay and mechanics.
Yes, absolutely.
And stories. Because the big companies aren't willing to take risks.
Yeah, although having said that, there's so many AAA games that I have had no interest in, and apparently a lot of the public haven't had interest in. Like, the Nintendo ones are doing fine, but I suppose because they're new properties, I should clarify.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're reluctant to take risk, although a lot of them aren't in any way risk, they've decided to do, you know, as stock standard as they could. It's like, it's got a new name. Okay.
Yeah, I think the games industry does need to learn that nostalgia can in fact only carry them so far.
I'm sure there's some great AAA titles I've seen, but I just can't think of them. Which means that it certainly isn't as many as they used to be. Although we call them AAA these days, that's one of the big things. Like, back in the day, they were just
They were just games,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
All studios were small.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least not absurdly big like the AAA ones are.
Yeah, I remember looking this up on a stream because we were talking about it, and on Wikipedia it was like defining in indie and AAA, and it did sort of define them by like what companies were involved and how many employees they had.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what's the medium between AAA and indie? Because there must be.
I do believe there is a double A, which does not get mentioned very often, which I think is the middle ground.
Because I consider most games, if you will, a double A.
Yeah, I think that is the one. I think that's the reason most people don't use it, because it's just like the standard, and then you have the two extremes either side of indie and AAA.
The FromSoft games. There we go. That's definitely a series I play and enjoy.
Yeah.
Wasn't a huge fan of Elden Ring as compared to the others. I know, sacrilege.
You're allowed to have opinions.
I know, it's sort of my own fault though, because I sort of very much approached it like, because I still have fun with it now, but sort of, one of the things I enjoyed with the Souls games is sort of going in and playing it blind all the way through and all that. Problem is, I was trying to play them like the other Souls games I played, where I'd walk around and pick up every little piece and look at every little corner. Not a great idea in an open world game. You're spending a lot of time just sort of not doing anything. It's like, have I looked through this area of grass yet? It's like, I probably shouldn't be doing that. Although in a way I sort of feel that's a shame, because that was one of the real strengths of the Souls games was, I mean, everyone, the first Dark Souls, not Demon Souls as much, but Dark Souls just had such a tightly knit, interwoven, gorgeous map thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's sort of, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, because it's one of those things where I've had people say like, oh, because you like Monster Hunter, you probably like Dark Souls games, and I'm like, I don't. And they're like, why? And I'm like, I can't actually begin to explain it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like, on the surface you'd think they're the same, but they're actually not. Like,
No.
even though both games are about fight big monster that hits really
About that
hard,
just-
yeah, Monster Hunter is never referred to as a Souls-like game.
No. I very much play those games for the challenge. Although I've recently, quote unquote recently, it was last year or the year before, I played some of their older titles before they were Souls-likes, and they're good as well. I think I like closer environments more often sometimes. Having said that, there are some open world ones I like. I know a lot of people who weren't big on the new Zelda because it didn't feel the same to them.
See, if anything, I liked it because it was different. It felt fresh.
Well, I think with Zelda in particular, it's a bit of a tricky. It's one of the things with Zelda is they're always trying new things in one way or another. Like right from the get-go, like the very second game was they completely changed how it was done, and sometimes they do the more cartoony version, or they do it with a bit more this or a bit more that. And they've actually taken so many risks with Zelda games that I feel like each time they change, they have a new way of doing Zelda, some people feel left out when a new game comes out. Even though that's sort of how Zelda's been from the get-go, is it's often different.
How haven't they released Black and White? It's a travesty. I agree with that. I freaking love Black and White. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think we even know who has the rights anymore because the studio that made Black and White is just like completely defunct now. I think in theory it's Microsoft, but like, eh. But I love Black and White. Black and White's a great game.
I thought you meant Pokemon Black and White for a second.
No, like just Black and White.
Yeah, I know the games. I own it. I own the second one at least.
Are we talking about the really, really old ones?
Yeah, the God Sim.
Yeah. Changing the formula is also apparently why some people aren't happy with the new Civ, although I feel like every time a new Civ comes out I hear that.
Yeah.
This one is significantly different from the others. Yeah, I kind of have to adapt to it.
Yeah.
Also, it's early on.
The last one was significantly different from the one
All I
before,
can
if I'm
do
being
with
honest.
that is point at the freaking bingo square that Sarah B. Joe put on his Twitter the day before the Pokemon Direct, which was every single bingo square was just Pokemon fans complain. Of just like, people just complain about everything.
Yeah.
Souls games are generally dark and spooky themed, whereas Monster Hunter is more we're going on an adventure. Yeah, it is. But also, I don't know,
There's a lot of mechanical difference.
yeah,
Also,
there's a lot of
you know,
mechanic differences too.
Monster Hunter has challenge, but you know, the the Souls-likes rather are very challenging. Also, I will point out that when I enjoyed Kingsfield, actually had to have a fan translation patch for that
Oh,
because
really?
the original Kingsfield didn't come out in English. But there is a fan patch, so that's all good.
I have a confession, I didn't like the new Dragon Age. Sorry, Nemo, I keep interrupting to read chat.
No, go for it.
I didn't play the new Dragon Age, but like, I don't think that's that controversial opinion. I heard quite a few people say that they didn't like it, but I've also heard people say that they did like it, and I'm like, go figure. It's a game, and games are interpretive media. You know, people perceive them differently and interpret them differently and have different opinions. It's fine. It's fine if your opinion is I didn't like it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's always going to be the thing, though. When you change a formula, some people are going to be very happy that you changed formula, and some people are not going to be happy.
Yep.
I love Pokemon, but I'm very much looking forward to the next Legends because I love the first Legends game and that whole. I just love that change. That works really well for me, but I imagine for some people it's awful.
Yeah, I thought Legends was fantastic.
I like Mystery Dungeon. Would like to see more.
Yeah, I also like Mystery. I like a lot of the Pokemon spin-offs. I like Mystery Dungeon. I also really like Pokemon Ranger.
Never played Ranger.
Yeah, and unfortunately that one's mechanics are so heavily tied to the DS's touchscreen that it probably is just a relic of the past now.
I'm very much running a theory that one of the reasons Nintendo likes their weird sort of quote-unquote gimmicks, so, to be clear, just because I say they're gimmicks doesn't mean they're not awesome, is because it makes it bloody hard to pirate them.
That's true.
Which, you know, credit where credit's due. That's kind of clever, because that's like, you know, you can have the game and all that. We're not putting insane systems in place to, you know, that might screw you over if you paid for the game and everything, or even get it second hand or whatnot. But at the same point, you know, we've made it harder for you to just outright copy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Somebody wants to make a trade.
Still, I'm very much of the opinion that you should always be able to access games.
Yes.
You should be able to purchase games. If the option to not purchase anymore is gone, then you don't.
Yes, my primary irritation with Nintendo, and people have heard me. I mean, I ranted about it literally a week ago when we watched the Pokemon Direct, and I was like, you still haven't ported any of the Pokemon games to the emulators that you have on the Switch, even though it has been proven that it supports them, because people have like manually themselves imported the files into the Switch emulators and the Pokemon games work. And I'm like, you took them down off the eStore and you have a platform that they function on, and you are choosing to withhold them from people. And I'm
Yeah.
just angry about that.
Yeah, the whole and then it's like, oh, we still have ownership of it when you're actively withholding. It's like, eh. Although I suppose we say that at least part of it is because, like, I don't necessarily agree with this argument because they'll make money out of it, but they're probably just being like they don't want to hire extra people to be doing all this porting, even if the porting is rather easy. You still have to hire people to do it, and you just have to hire some legal.
There are semantics and stuff, but as I say, it was actually proven that like people took. I don't know whether they took the ones that were from the DS, but they took pre-existing things of Pokemon games and just straight up put them in the Switch emulator. So it's like not a lot of work involved.
Yeah. But the answer to that question is just hire more employees because you will make a profit. There isn't. It's not going to happen.
The Sandtide is happening and there is a raid out, so I'm going to go poke him to see if it will make a quest, because I can't make the quest from the map, apparently. Spook is home, he just came and backed me on the face.
Of all the welcoming gestures...
That's what he likes to do, he just comes up and just puts his hand over my entire face.
You know, everyone has their own love language, I suppose.
I had someone ask if I would buy the new Star Wars or the new Dragon Age game. I said neither are my kind of game, but I had to pick. I would pick Star Wars. Someone else behind that guy got offended. Wow. Jesus.
It's funny. That's the other thing. A lot of people say, first step of being a Star Wars fan is to dislike Star Wars.
True.
That's something. But I'm gonna be honest. I like most of it. Like even the newest series of trilogies. I like the first movie, but at the same point, yeah, the idea of having different, just completely changing who's in charge of the project each movie in a trilogy. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I think. Well, am I right? I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so I don't know. But am I right in thinking that even though they're a trilogy, they were like directed by different people each time, which is why there's some bits that are just like not very
exactly.
conclusive.
For
It
one
isn't stuck
reason.
together very well.
Like that might have been fun if you were making like some sort of short anthology, not made it like the big new Star Wars films. But the idea was they wanted a different director / creative lead for each movie, but a trilogy that does not make it could be an interesting piece if you made a side piece, but making that honestly just didn't work.
Yeah,
at
I
all,
agree.
especially-
I agree with that.
And what they ended up doing was, because they panicked, they were like, oh, we'll bring the first one back. But at that point, it's like, you may as well have just kept the second one if you were
It's like
looking for
you've already
consistency.
changed it, so now it's being changed back.
Yeah, that's still an element of change. If you kept the second one, it would be... I suppose the particular problem was the second director was very much of the opinion that he wanted it to be the anti-Star Wars movie, which could have been a fascinating romp if that's how it's set up to be from the start and continued to go. It didn't work as a trilogy. Nothing about it inherently was wrong individually, but of course, as they were directly connected, it was a very big issue. It actually leans into my problems with a lot of TV series where they have a revolving door of writers. I like... This is why books and, certain graphic novels and all that, where somebody sat down and planned out the whole story and then adapt it into a...
From start to finish, yeah.
Into a TV series, yeah. That works really well, but when they have a revolving door of writers, it frequently doesn't. And then you got Power Rangers, which for some reason is a masterclass in connectivity and that. I don't understand. The continuity stuff that they've done in Power Rangers is leagues and above what I thought it was. Because I sat down and watched them, and they are so well connected. At least for the first. The continuity's off the charts. I don't know how else to explain it, but I think right up to Lightspeed Rescue, they were you know, the story just seemed to keep progressing, and even Lightspeed Rescue. I sat down and watched all the way up to Lightspeed Rescue at one point and burnt out a little bit. But to be fair, that was a lot of Power Rangers. But yeah, that was the first time where it wasn't, just this is happening directly after. And they still keep connecting to the old stuff and that. It's just not a direct connection. Like, yeah.
Back here, you giant mass of mass.
It didn't help that Lightspeed Rescue was the first season that didn't have Bulk and Skull. And they were my favourite. I have a favourite type, and it's the villain group here typically, but not always. That quote unquote villain group, like Jesse and James.
Yeah.
Or Bebop and Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Bulk and Skull, and
Pets you.
Scratching Grounder from the original Sonic thing. I like that setup. Has the quest started for you, by the way, Blue?
I thought it has. I was literally opening up my menus to check of like, is it posted it
Yeah,
yet?
it doesn't.
This
I
is
don't
not
think it has.
not
Might
available
not
outside.
be able to hunt it yet.
Well, I'm certainly able to hunt it.
Yeah, it won't let me fire an SOS flare. Yeah, it'll let me fight it, but it doesn't. It just won't let me create a quest for it.
After a little bit, if it says you're not able to create a quest when you're fighting it, then you're not far enough into the story or something.
And why spawn it?
Yeah, I don't think you're able to quest that one, actually. I'm fairly confident that you're not, because I know the story beats and, yeah, you're not supposed to be hunting that.
Boo!
Yeah, Bulk and Skull. Bulk and Skull ended up becoming good guys.
Yeah, they're sort of like villains, but they're doing a bad job of it.
Yes! I love that. In the comics and all that, like, because there's a whole Power Rangers multiverse, and, yeah, I know, Skulovich is actually one of the rebels hiding in amongst Lord Draken's army.
Okay, you can stop now. Jesus.
The Lord Draken is Tommy Oliver. I know so much Power Ranger lore. Is a version of Tommy Oliver where he, the Green Power Ranger who actually won against the Power Rangers while he was still working for Zeta, and then Zeta. Have I said that right?
I don't know. I can't say that Power Rangers is a media franchise that I've had a big interest in. But you make it sound more interesting.
It is fascinatingly interesting. It's actually because when I watched it as a kid, of course it was just on TV, and if you caught an episode or not, it's very dependent, and a lot of things would be repeats and all sorts of things. I didn't understand the level of universe building and everything they engaged in. It was just unreal. There's lore, deep lore.
I'd say they were offended as they were big fans of Dragon Age and spent 5 minutes telling us both why Dragon Age is great. Oh dear.
Hey. Chris. Stupid.
But yeah, even early on, I can think of at least one instant where Bulk and Skull, if Bulk and Skull didn't get involved, the Power Rangers would have died. The Power Rangers were dead to rights and Bulk and Skull saved them. And this was in the show, and this was early on too. But, yeah. But even when they were quote unquote their most villain arc, they were, you know, big fans of the Power Rangers. That's part of the reason they ended up going into the police academy and stuff. You know, before they got separated because Skull slept in as Bog and the Professor went on an intergalactic journey to colonize a new planet. Interestingly, in that series, they reused a lot of the props from Starship Troopers for the soldiers and that.
That's fun.
Yeah. Fun little thing, especially since the main villain they were fighting were an insectoid species. See, Core, you know your stuff as well. I see. Yeah, the lore goes deep. Yeah, not too yucca. And
Yeah,
also
obviously.
remember, not everyone's cup of tea is going to be everyone. You know, just because you enjoy it, and you know.
Yeah, it's the
something
fine
like
line
this happening.
between sharing about something that you like and then just forcing it on people. Big difference. But it's a fine line as well sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll stop about Power Rangers.
You're all right. It was cute. I am unfortunately going to mark you off on bingo though. It's called co-host rant, but rant is the wrong word. You failed. You failed bingo. Co-host went off for 15 minutes.
Sorry.
No, that was funny because that one's literally not my fault. Congratulations, you
I
fell
feel
into
like
the
I'm
bingo
tempted.
trap.
Which, speaking of Yuck and Yum, I will just say that even though made by the same company, even had a crossover with Power Rangers, and even though I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, wasn't a fan of the live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles they did back in the day, where they had the costumes and that. Wasn't big on it.
Fair enough. How do I join bingo? If you literally mouse over the video player itself, a thing should pop up on the side for the bingo square. It's like a physical thing on the screen that you can click on.
The people of Kanata call this destruction.
I'm wondering if it will even let you get proper mats off that you're hunting.
I have been getting the odd bit of drop off it when I've been breaking runes, but I'm more worried about because the sand tide is finished, that I'm just gonna decide to fuck off.
Considering the quest isn't started,
It's
So
a
I'm
distinct
gonna
possibility.
give it
yeah.
my damnedest try.
Yeah, when we get enough people who are Hunter rank 41 and above, I'll see if I can share this Crown investigation. I don't know if that actually works, because I got an investigation and it was a Crown. Whether or not that carries over, I don't know.
I
how
don't
do you
know.
know
We'll
it was
find
a
out.
crown?
Huh?
Because they
How do
beat
you
it.
know
They
it?
beat it once, and you can do investigations multiple times.
Yeah, I made an investigation out of it, and
What are
yeah.
crowns for? Achievements, mostly. It's just a thing to be like, oh, you hunt the biggest or smallest of this monster, but it doesn't actually give you any in-game benefit.
It's a little mark on your little book.
You get a
They
little
give you a
crown.
little, they give you a gold star. It's a little.
The little gold star to say, yeah, you did it, and that's it. Doesn't give you
Yeah.
any benefits.
Yeah. And the concept, at least, even if you're not actually hunting them, is fun because it adds a little bit of variety by just making them bigger or smaller. And sometimes you're like, huh, that's a really big one of those, or wow, that one's tiny.
Yeah,
sometimes
sometimes when they do
it's-
event quests, they like specifically make them big and small, but sometimes they like do it comically so. Of like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god, that one is the size of my cat. It's tiny.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
Yeah,
here, time. Or
it's
sometimes
a-
it'd be like, here, time to fight a Chatacabra that's the size of a Rathalos. You're like, that's just insanely big.
What was the
Yeah.
really famous arena quest from World where there was the tiniest thing ever?
I think it was a teeny tiny Rathalos, and I think it was for Monster Hunter Stories. Because in Monster Hunter Stories you have like a baby Rathalos, so I think it was meant to be like a reference to that. I think I have a screenshot of me mounting it, and it literally looks like I'm just like riding a teeny tiny dragon.
Yeah.
That's the second time I've done that. Being mid combo.
I also don't know if it affects their health pool or anything. I can probably look that up now, actually.
Have we got stuff to catch it? Look.
Yes, I do, but it's not there yet. I was mostly taking some attack and defense speed seeds. Oh, get blasted!
Yeah.
Apparently, traditionally, there's about 5 modifiers apparently that increase and decrease every time you go into a quest for your
Attack
monster.
Speed, attack power. What else would it be? That's just
Don't know.
guesses.
But it's only up or down 5%, and they're not like huge differences. But yeah, apparently they have different stats.
Oh, it doesn't actually tell you what they are.
No.
Always got a skull on it.
So yeah, I imagine this game works much the same. But yeah, the size is not related to the health traditionally, at least.
Fair enough.
Yeah, haven't confirmed that whether or not that's the case with this game, but yeah. I wouldn't say it's random per se, because it's set for the quest. Sometimes it
Very
needs more health or
nice shoot up the air then. Oh, I'm trapped this boy.
Oh, there we go. This is annoying.
Stop trying to cut the tail off. Stop being greedy.
Not being greedy, I'm trying to hunt! Yeah, he's limping back to his den now, so...
I feel like the health threshold for Skull is much lower in this than they used to be in World. When they have a Skull, they die much quicker, I feel like.
Oh,
Well, I thought
you
the
think there's
opposite.
less of a gap between skull and death, you think?
I do,
I thought there was more of one.
No, I end up killing things really quickly after they get a Skull up.
I
That's
feel
not-
like things are on Skull more often than they're not.
So I
Yeah.
stopped bothering trying to cut tails off and stuff because I just end up killing them.
That's right, go to sleep. Good.
Bitch.
Go to sleep, little lightning dragon. It's more of a railgun dragon.
Yeah. Why not both?
Uh.
Go and fall in this
It's the force of the rail-
pitfall.
by definition, for it to be a railgun, something has to be launched, not just electricity.
And there we go.
It's a laser.
Screw you, game, for saying I can't catch one. I caught one anyway.
But lasers aren't electricity. Lasers are light emitting.
Something.
Well, it's energy at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's sort of in a different format. It's like, but that's like fire is an energy. It's very different than electricity.
Right, well now I got distracted from that. I'm going to go back to doing more side quests. I'm annoyed it decided not to let people join, but I successfully did it.
And before some chemist in chat says no, fire is technically a reaction or something.
Can I make anything with that? Probably not, it was only one.
I love how all the power sources we've ever discovered, what it tends to boil down to, quite literally, is boiling water.
Yeah. We haven't really got much further than that.
How we learned how to split the atom. What are we going to do with that? Oh, we're going to make it heat water.
I mean, in theory, you could use different things like sodium and whatever, but water's the cheapest, quickest way, most accessible to. Even though it's not 100% the most efficient.
Although I should say, it's we heat the water to make the fan go spinny.
Yeah, fan go burr.
Fan go burr.
Remember when there was an event mission worlds with 3 yellow lizard boils and the first was huge and the last was super tiny? Yeah, the Jagras. That's kind of what we were referring to. You did a Chetacabra in 3 minutes. Very nice. Fire and electric are different to humans' reactions touching them. Electric is twitching and fire is shaking. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for the distinction. I was confused.
I don't know if I shake when I touch fire. I think I scream.
Yeah, I think I flinch and burn, but I think that happens when lightning would hit you as well.
I'll be waiting.
It still bugs me in Elden Ring that there's a fire. There's a blood flame or something, and it's a fire that makes you bleed. It's like, no, fire is made to make the bleeding stop. That's not how.
That's not how that works.
Ah, uno de vez.
It's the opposite of how burning works.
Do I shoot him or do I smack him?
Personal choice.
Is he weak against water at some point? The hell?
Goodbye.
Where are you, smelly bastard? Why can I not see him in my master field guide? There he is.
What are you weak to?
Water works well enough. Fire is the best, but not by much.
Yeah, cauterize. That's the term for the medical procedure. You get fire to make bleeding go stop.
Fire stopper the bleeding.
Mm.
Fire glaive? That means I get to use my Rathalos Grave. I love my Rathalos Glaive.
Hello, princess. Goodbye. Please don't attack me. I don't want to be poisoned.
At least in Darkest Dungeon 2, the runway uses cauterize. Yeah, fair enough. I've not played any of the Darkest Dungeon games.
That fart just fell a tree over. Okay.
Wow, his fart literally fell on the floor.
God damn it, Blue.
You heard it here, folks, first. The new lumberjack technique. Just eat a can of beans.
Excuse me, miss.
Hello, Rathian. If/when they bring out a new Monster Hunter stories, I'm looking forward to riding around on Cephalopod friends.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you, love. Are you going to be joining us? Although I suppose I should be stopping soon to I'm tired, fair enough. I've just been clearing out side quests. I still have low rank quests I haven't done. So I've been systematically working through them. Yes, that's part of the bingo. Ooh, tea. going? Oh, we went to go get a mushroom. That was a fire one. See, at least Den's sensible. Core is just desperate for bingo. Fucking bingo sluts in here. It's like, God, I just want to fucking get bingo.
I'm not sure how I feel about the concept of a bingo slut. You know, bingo has deep lore, which is fascinating.
That's not called lore, that's history.
It's sort of is lore. Because the bingo calls, they're all very referential to all sorts of different things, and yes, they're historical and all that, but what's fascinating is because it's very popular in England with all the bingo calls and all that, not so much anymore. A lot of the references are, you know, things that were happening in the early days of bingo, and how they had to change when they came to, like, Australia and that.
Oh, really? I didn't
So
realise
they
that there
love
was regional bingo calls.
There is.
I think
Like,
the way
everyone
we did
knows
pre-
that-
Sorry, carry on.
It's fascinating because, of course, they changed when they went to different countries, but a lot of the bingo calls you'll get in England, even though they're no longer relevant, are still used. Like, one of them, because the numbers only go up to so high, but one of them is referencing, like, how much you had to pay for a divorce form or something.
Ancient Rome's lore is very popular.
I think we should differentiate calling it lore and history.
That's the
based on
joke
whether or
that's
not
being
someone's
made.
fantasy.
That's the joke
Yeah.
that's being made. I was like, it's not lore, that's just history.
Well, I'm not sure, because bingo is a game, and I'm not referring to just its history per se. I'm referring to because they're using references when they're doing their calling. They're not. That's not actually, you know, and it's definitely not a necessary part of the game. You can just call the numbers. They're just little flourishes that are done for, you know, game design purposes, for making it a bit more fun for the audience. So I don't know. I feel like there's a distinction there, but I could be wrong.
Really,
I
I
know.
know so long my weapons dog.
Julius Caesar, best character in Rome lore. Nah.
Although, yeah, as somebody once said, who was it that said it? I think it was. Anyway, the point being that a lot of history is quote-unquote lore because a lot of it was written by, like, who commissioned it and was not, you know, we have to take it with a grain of salt because it's just what they wanted
Yeah.
to be written.
History is written by the victors.
Yeah, and a lot of it gets muddied by myth and stuff, so...
Yeah, easy.
And we say history is written by the victors, but sometimes it's not, because sometimes the losers are so bitter that they, you know, specifically commission and put a lot of funding into making the history different than it actually happened.
Why is Blue not reading it? It's because I was hunting something. I could see it out the corner of my eye, but it was just like, oh, God. I'm sorry, Dan, I'm not acknowledging your chestnuts because I feel like Kay would get upset. Anyway, speaking of all this talk about bingo. Ooh, tea.
Dad giving me lip the other day because I'm not front heavy enough. Gosh.
You're working on it!
I know!
Gonna disappear into a bush. I totally wasn't involved in that conversation.
Meant in game.
as I said, you don't know how dense they are. They might be quite packed in.
You'd be amazed how much a sports bra can tuck away.
Mm.
I heard from the others.
And you know
You don't
hunters
have
are going to be wearing sports bras. They can't be having the ladies flop about while they're hunting.
You don't know they're not made of lead.
Right.
You don't know I've put lead,
Take
Put
mine,
lead
I'm
into
done
the-
with them.
People have talked about that a lot. In a better world, there'd be swap meets. Here, have this Gendus. Only used once or twice.
It's fair. Right, what's next? Oh, Azucan again. I've had enough of a volleyball team.
Oh dear.
That's not just a couple of pairs, that's the entire tree.
Mm.
Commencing quest by order of the guild.
Why am I here?
You shoot things.
Fair.
What is my purpose? You pass butter. Oh.
I am but a passer.
Poor Butterbot.
Just suffer. Restock items.
Okay, apparently I'm going to very slowly walk towards the monster now.
Why, you got,
This is what-
you got stick drift or something?
No, Pigeon has decided to walk towards it instead of run, so I'm just going to walk towards it now.
Oh, okay.
See you there in a bit.
See you there, bud.
You can make it go faster, right?
Yeah, no, I've never seen this pace before, so I'm just.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so it's the pace that they have for cutscenes, but the cutscenes are all in-game engine cutscenes. So the secret just has a walking speed.
Yeah. Surprised I hit that.
Yeah, you were facing the wrong way on my screen.
That wasn't mine, too. I just sort of just turned and must have just clipped the side of his arm.
Oh!
Still counts, though.
I've not mastered when to do that, but when it happens, it's a good feeling. There we go.
I have arrived.
Welcome to the
No, I
party.
don't have a barbecue.
Playing this guy bizarrely reminds me. Chat, if you haven't watched that Knuckle TV show, go watch it. It's surprisingly good.
You keep going on about this. Apparently, it
I
must be
know.
good.
I think it's every time I see this thing, for some reason it reminds me of Knuckles.
I keep thinking about Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beast because it has that mandrill in it. This guy's like a gorilla mandrill. That's a good TV show as well. I think I recommended it to you at one point.
I believe you did.
It's the Netflix one.
Oh, bloody hate tremors.
The people that make Shiva are making a new show, aren't they?
I think they are, yes.
Sort of gone independent, which means they've sort of got free reign to do anything, which I love.
Hell yeah.
what I've seen of that trailer, it's like, yeah, this is, this
Uh-oh.
hasn't...
Hey,
I was looking at the trailer, I was like, yes, this hasn't had corporate oversight, because this is going to be cool as heck.
It looks gay as fuck.
Yep.
Ah! Help! Help! Someone help! Someone help! Help! Quicker! Quicker, please! Quicker, please!
you should block more.
Ah! Ow! My spine.
You should really remember to try and have something loaded in your thing.
Yeah.
You give up real quick when you use those.
Yeah, I learned it has to be something a bit stronger than a rock. A rock on its own doesn't seem to do the job.
Yeah, no, rock won't do it. Anything else will, though. At least so far, it seems that just about anything else will. I wonder, because like if you like use like a water moth or something on them, I doubt it will. Oh no, like a water type, it probably doesn't work.
Hmm.
Or maybe it does. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
What the?
What's he doing?
He's,
Oh, he was power
he's
clashing with you.
me. Yeah.
I couldn't see you because it looked like he was just pinned up against the wall.
It's gonna get really stupid headbutt you do.
I love, you know, these huge, absolutely massive monsters, and I'm just holding them off with one hand. I'm still holding the lance in the other, just the shield holding them back. An impressive bit of strength,
Oh yeah. Hunters are super soldiers.
very much. I do not blame the villagers for being like, how the heck does this work? The answer is, I don't really know. Possibly our diet, which apparently consists of entire feast for a meal. Or at least traditionally, this one we're actually having somewhat sensible portion sizes. Although then again, we're doing it every 30 minutes, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, considering how much strength and energy we have, we must burn through it very quickly, which is why we have to consume so much.
That's such a trope, especially in like anime and that, of just, especially strong characters just eating insane amounts. Which is so true. A lot of your bodybuilders and that do eat a lot.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, she poisoned him for us.
Because I haven't said it today, explosion! I try to resist its urge to say it too often because I'm using it a lot more now.
Yeah! Come on!
You missed.
Excuse me!
Jesus, she sniped you! I watched that happen!
Oops. And boomed when I should have blocked.
Uh-oh. Ugh.
Hunting monsters is all about the 3 Bs. Boom, block, and something. Haven't decided yet.
Bug.
Boobs. When someone hit his tail, it's been withered forever, and I can't hit it because it constantly moves.
I mean, if we're going that route, knowing some of chat, it'll be, breed.
No! Do not bring that down. Do not bring it upon us. I hope, yes, we're having a lovely day. Apparently, Nemo is lowering the tone.
There's nothing wrong with it. We breed Pokemon all the time, and I'm sure in stories they do as well, sort of.
Yeah, well, Guardians don't need it anymore, so...
Yeah, see, it's important. It's an important part of the law.
Very mad at me.
See, that's an interesting thing to know. Actually, in theory, stories shouldn't be having guardians as a rideable.
No, that's true. Stories should not have guardians in it, because there shouldn't be any baby ones. They emerge fully formed.
Yeah. I mean, if they did, it would have to be a whole plot point of how that's happening.
Well, that's kind of what's happening with Arkvold, isn't it?
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's the plot point of this game. Of Arkvold is a guardian, but it's developing the ability to eat and reproduce.
Let me get some Captain Trags.
Fair enough.
They could actually make a fascinating story out of that because,
Oh, I actually have some Stanji, you don't have to worry.
Oh, well, have you got a trap?
I got a shock trap.
they could actually make a fascinating story out of that because presumably there was a way to control these monsters at some point.
Hit him with a hammer. Fist him.
Come on. There you go. Done. The tone lowered permanently when I joined the friend group. You say that like Spook isn't here. Hi, love. Yeah, don't worry about it. If anything, we're in like peak ADHD time in this voice chat. We've been slingshotting from topics like every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Mostly because of me.
I mean, I'm doing it too.
But we
Somehow I got the
gaming
power.
day. I'm just here for the ride.
Don't act like you're innocent in all this.
I was innocent all along, thank you very much. I'm innocent than both of you because you're an Eldritch Horror and Blue is associated with Spook.
I like that my association of Spook apparently predates my association with furries.
Yeah, I mean, Spook is worse than the furries.
So what's the...
Spook's gonna join this VC to come scream at you.
He knows. He can't deny it. Well, he can, but he's wrong.
Good for you, you're wrong.
Is uninnocent. Well, what did we ever do?
Ready to
I
get
mean,
to work?
probably don't answer that, but...
Perfection.
Man.
What's the crime? Eating a succulent Chinese meal? Some eldritch entities just hover ominously in the distance, just outside of your field of view.
Mm-hmm. That's the sound of Stanji's ring going off, which is Spook coming to his house to deck him in the face.
Why is he coming to my parents' house?
It'd take you in the face. It was just established.
I've been there. Come here.
Come back.
Take you all on.
Ooh, investigations,
Yeah.
right.
What did we end up deciding Spook's first persona was?
A rat.
No, it wasn't a rat. It was, a border collie.
That's right. I thought it was a dog of some kind.
No, still a rat. Clever little shit.
Well, what can I do for you?
Border Collies are way too obedient for his character.
No, but
He
they're...
like screams the opposite of obedience. He's like, no, fuck you, I'm doing what I want.
It's not. I mean, they're only obedient when they've had training, but otherwise they can be quite naughty dogs because they have a lot of energy, but they're also very smart, like huskies.
Yeah.
Also
He's
very.
saying you need to train Spook.
No, I'm saying he's very smart. But also a border collie fits because he insists on talking about how he's part Welsh because apparently English people would do anything to not be English.
I mean, that's just everyone but English people. That's... If you can talk your way out of being English, then yeah, you will do. That's why you all say you're British.
And before you ask what my furry would be, I mean, look at me.
Can you not tell?
Because it's technically not furry, but you know.
Chat, here's a question. Am I gonna have to remove the Skype sound because Skype is dying?
Oh yeah, Skype's dead.
Because you can't exactly be like, oh, your Skype's ringing, because it's like, well, Skype doesn't exist.
Can you make a remix where the Skype sound changes into the funeral dirge?
You know somebody has. Yeah, it isn't dead, it is dying. I believe the servers for it close in May. You know what, I'm gonna post the event quest now.
Okay. Or you could have the Skype sound transition into that coffin meme.
Yes, that would be funnier. I've heard of stream sniping, but stream Skyping, yep. I guess the other one would be to replace the sound redeem with the Discord one, but because that would actually confuse people. If you're watching my stream and Discord just starts ringing.
Commencing quest now. Are you prepared?
Imagine an alternate reality where streaming was like common and actually possible with like old tech, where we'll use, you know, with MSN Messenger and stuff, or
God, yeah.
just you know.
Place with the MSN nudge sound. God, that sound is ingrained into my brain. MSN's been gone for literally like decades, but I still can just hear it. Back before you would just send gifts to people, you would just nudge each other backwards and forwards and not actually have a conversation. Event quest up.
I'm coming.
You.
Special piece of equipment, eh?
Oh wait, it's a very tiny woodward. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, little guy. I thought you were a creature. Oh, I think he's mad at me because I tried to catch him in a net.
Oh, one. Stanji, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Japanese dub, they make it more clear that the taxonomically they're the same as the Palicos. They're the same genre.
Yeah, no, they are.
What are they called?
They're all called Linians, I believe.
Yeah.
Because the Shakalakas in 3 and stuff are also Linians, but they're not felines. Yeah, just like other monsters, it is a taxonomical classification that they all fall into.
Yeah. You know, for as much as I like monsters and that, but it's amazing that I cannot for the life of me remember the scientific classifications. I think it's Kingdom.
Yeah, I also struggle to remember them as well. It's like Kingdom, Phylum, Class, and then at that point I forget.
That's it, Phylum is what I was missing.
Yeah, and then the final one is species,
Order.
the individual species.
Order, family, genus, species.
Lore bingo?
apparently-
Yeah, we've definitely had Monster Hunter lore bingo at some point. I have been kind of marking them off most of the streams this week.
Yeah, do you have any sort of factoid that you could give us about, I don't know, like a Tigrex, for example?
Oh, but Tyrex isn't even in this game, though.
I know.
Oh, but the Yankakus have such strong beaks that are designed to crush through conchu shells, which are what their primary diet consists of.
Yeah, which must be different here. Because there isn't any.
Yeah, I'm curious what their primary diet is in this environment. I wonder if there's a little sub-creature that you can catch that will tell you that.
That'd be fascinating to some of the researchers around here. Fascinating to us.
Yeah, what was fascinating is the Shea Wu hatchlings. It literally says in the thing of, we don't know what they eat. Because the adult ones eat the Guardians, but it's like, we know what babies eat.
Maybe they just drink milk.
Maybe.
See, if I, like, it would be a hypothesis that would be tested, but if I was one of the researchers here, I would say maybe the babies are drinking milk, and maybe that's why they get a taste for the Guardians.
Mm.
See, dietary changes are fascinating. Like koalas, for example, in real life, can subsist quite well on milk. Apparently, they've because sometimes when they're sick and that, the zoos have to start feeding them milk and stuff. And it completely sort of changes how they operate because, of course, they're not drunk all the time.
Yeah. And they're getting better nutrition off them, actually, as well.
Yeah. And also, by all accounts, pandas are fully capable of eating meat.
They are indeed. They actively
Yeah.
choose not to.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
Although, having said that, that might not be as interesting as I'm making it out to be, because
Vomited
a
on
lot
me.
of things that don't eat meat typically can eat meat.
We've been given more supplies. Check your sacred's pouch. I'm glad you're all right.
Like, there's definitely been times where birds have gotten too comfortable around cows and nom.
There was a photo that a wildlife photographer took of a, I think it was a great tit or a coal tit in winter, and it was eating a field mouse, and everyone was like, "That's not what they eat."
Oh, it can happen.
Food's scarce in the middle of winter.
It doesn't even seem weird to me, because, I mean, look at the butcher bird.
Yeah, Jesus strikes. Metal as fuck.
Yeah. They are. Tiny little fluff balls of, absolutely gore-ridden murder. Birds are metal in general.
They are, yes.
Like those vultures.
I was
with
literally
the-
thinking of them as well, but I couldn't remember their name. But yes, the bearded
Yeah,
vulture. The bearded
yeah, the
vulture.
bearded vulture, that's it.
They eat bones and literally bathe in the blood of their enemies.
Yes, and that's why they're red. Just like, that is metal as heck.
I want a David Attenborough voiceover for Monster Hunter. I bet that is also something someone has already done.
And you might be
hate
thinking, lots of animals eat bones to some degree or something. It's like, no, most of their diet consists of bone.
How else do they get the calcium?
All birds do is shit everywhere and spread disease.
I've seen that vulture swallow, like, bones whole, like, bones, like, you know, half the size of it. Like,
Yakuku is my equivalent of Kuluyaku. I bloody hate that stupid thing.
I mean, there's a reason their names are similar.
Yeah. At least Kuluyaku didn't flail at him. Well, no, it did.
but yeah, do be careful interacting with birds, because, especially at the moment, they can spread diseases. I mean, they fly. They can bring things in from quite a distance. They can't
Yeah,
be blocked.
Ideally, when you do look at them, do it through a scope while loaded.
Like most wild animals, you know, leave them be where you can. And if you do interact with them, try not to, you know, just take sensible safety precautions.
Yeah. And if you ever find a baby bird that has fallen out of its nest, you should really just leave it be. It's probably trying to learn how to fly, and its parents are probably nearby. If it's in a dangerous place, then you can maybe, like, try and put it near a bush or something, but don't try and take it in and look after it.
Yeah, and often better to contact the professionals when you do if you're worried about that sort of thing. There's usually wildlife people who can actually help, especially if it's an endangered species or anything. And do sensible things, like if you see one falling out of a tree, stand around for a while, you know, like a good long, you know, check in on them, see if they're still alright later on. And if you do decide to handle them, maybe handle them with gloves and take them to somebody who actually knows how to handle animals, things like that.
Yeah. Me and Nemo just spitting our animal care law that we know.
Yeah. There is a bit of a myth of, you know, the mother will disown them or something, but not really the case. But having said that, yeah, you're generally still better off leaving them, but, you know, observe and decide with more complete information.
Nearly dead if you want to catch it or hunt the other one.
I'm not here for Matt's lunch doing it because it's an event quest, that's all.
Alright,
Yeah.
kill it.
I'm just gonna get it done. Kept finding tiny bones in our bar dishwasher at the time I used at work. The only problem was we didn't sell food. Oh no. Oh no.
Could have been a resident cat.
So it's generally best to just, you know, avoid wild animals as much as possible because you don't want them getting used to humans for a variety of reasons.
Why is there a million of these things here?
It's probably because it's an event quest.
Yeah, it said that's the whole plot of this quest, that their population has exploded.
Secret, where are you going? He doesn't know where he's going.
Just keep pressing up on the D-pad,
Look
it
at that
eventually fixes it out.
stupid look at this stupid
Oh wow,
asshole.
there's literally 6 of them on the map! It's just cuckoos! It's just cuckoos!
It's amazing.
We need
Oops,
a good
all
rat
cuckoo.
black box, Sturgy. Just a bit of culling.
That's what this quest is.
Yeah, just a bit of culling.
One of them's running behind you, spewing fire. Was Monster Hunter Rise sort of like a predecessor to Monster Hunter, if you will?
What do you mean?
Was it set like in the old times?
No.
We have no idea time frames.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, there isn't any predetermined quote-unquote timeline except between this game and 4. Because Gemma and Fabius are both older in this game, but this is the first time that we've had characters like reappear in a game. But no, the Monster Hunters generally don't have a timeline because they're all just set in different regions.
Well, you say that, but Generations, we went to the first three hubs, so they must have taken place at least somewhat in the same time period.
Oh,
Oh, there you go then.
Research opportunity. Can't let it go
hey,
to
yeah.
waste.
Well, that was the thing with Generations. We actually went to the other hubs.
I don't think I really played Generations all that much.
Oh, really?
I think I have it, but I don't think I played it much because. Hello. I think it is because like I had 4 on the DS, which I played at uni, and I think I got Generations like towards the end, but we were actually knuckling down and finishing our degrees, and some people had left at that point, didn't play it as much.
Yeah. But yeah, so they must take place the same thing, and so I suppose, not that I can really remember much of the characters there. I think you get to meet the Waka Luckas again that you used to partner with.
Waka waka.
Mimi Fita ticket. Give it to the smithy to get some special equipment. I only got 1, so odds are I'm gonna have to do this again because I feel like you normally need 2. I'm some people? Yeah! You are some people. But you guys were in the year above me. I was left alone.
Yeah, well. Should have grown up quicker.
Wow. Is it
I'll
our...
get older, but I'll never grow up. I refuse.
Amen. Oh my god.
What? Oh. Oh, my lord.
It's a helmet!
I hope it is alive, isn't it? I can see it blinking.
Yeah, that's alive. That's a living creature that is just sat on my head.
Yep.
That's the event. That's the event armor for that quest, and I do need 2 tickets, so I will have to do that again. That's hilarious.
Shall we do it again? Because I imagine everyone needs 2 tickets.
Yeah, might as well. And then I've got I don't know what the other event quests give you, but there's another event quest. It's not a face hugger, it's a head hugger. Difference. Face is clear.
I don't know if it's worth getting more, just in case they'll end up being layered armor and you'll need them.
Well, the way this game is doing layered armor now is you just get the layered armor version of any high rank armor you craft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
there's no-
which is nice. It means we don't have to craft everything twice.
Haven't looked
Yep.
into it.
So yeah, we'll do another one.
The other event quest gives us a shit ton of food.
Oh, nice! I actually need food.
Yes. That should be really helpful. Because food's kind of difficult to get a hold of. Like, not the base ingredient, but the rest is.
Yeah.
Remember to pick up your rations.
Thank you. Cuckoo gone cuckoo. It's weird that that's the helmet that you get. I like, knowing that it was a silly piece of armor, I'm just immediately like, well, we got given a Kulu head in World, why didn't we get a Cuckoo head? That would have been funny.
Let's have another hug with no surprises today.
Or the Wiggler head.
Yes, they better put the Wiggler head back in. I don't care if there aren't any Wigglers here, they need to put it back in.
Sort of became a very popular fan thing.
It did, yeah.
I've only known Wigglers for one game, but if anything were to happen to them... You know the meme.
I do. Food's hard to get hold of, tell that to Delicious Dungeon.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, we can get food, it's just we can't get the food we want, because they insist on, you know, the secondary and tertiary ingredients being hard to get hold of.
Yeah, so I've got plenty of fish, meat, and vegetables, but I want more cheese and garlic, just like in real
Try
life.
more often.
To be fair, that's often an issue in...
I have been trying to trade, but surprisingly, even though I try to gather as much stuff as possible, I don't have a lot of stuff to trade.
That often comes up in Delicious and Dungeon, I suppose, you know, it's like... We don't just want the raw ingredients, we want to be able to mix it with things and make lovely meals.
Yes.
An onion should fulfill you for 2 days.
An onion!
Cheese.
I don't know how
Well,
many
mate.
calories are even in an onion.
Enough. Peel it
Okay.
and you have rations.
I would say a potato, yes. Onion, I don't... No.
Also
Mind you,
good
that-
choice.
To be clear, dietary-wise, I don't think 1 potato every 2 days is enough, but I feel like... One thing about potatoes is they're extremely nutritionally dense, if not calorie dense. They're fairly good calorie-wise, too.
Well, in some parts of the world, I'll have to make do. Like my childhood.
The, That's why a lot of historians and all that, when they see fantasy shows and...
Oh, he's stuck in the floor.
shows like medieval movies and all that, they're like, but there's potatoes! Potatoes weren't introduced to these areas until, you know, much, much later. What sort of, you know, socio-economic impact is having such a nutritionally dense crop having on them? Famously at, I think, a convention, they were having a, they had like a massively, like 4-hour long, debate just, around a table just discussing whether or not bees existed in Middle Earth. And until somebody eventually said, well, there's meat halls, so there's probably bees.
Yes, that is a fair point. Somewhat of a key ingredient.
God, you're annoying.
I feel like Tolkien would be, Tolkien would 100% be into that discussion.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe not 100%, like, if we're talking, like, what you'd be really into is if you start talking, various linguistic techniques and stuff. Personal theory, and one many people share, is that he just wrote fantasy novels as an excuse to make half a dozen languages.
Dang, well, you're that into linguistics.
There's a quote that's accredited to him, whether or not it actually happened is debatable, but he spelt dwarves without the V, that version, the plural dwarves, and he said dwarves would be with a V, plural dwarf, and Tolkien said, don't correct me on language, I wrote the dictionary. Which is kind of true. He was an assistant to one of the people working on the Oxford Dictionary, focusing on the W's.
The W's? Huh.
It's a hell of a book.
I never thought about it like that. I mean, it makes sense, but I never thought about it like that. Of like, oh, you get a letter. Huh.
Yeah. Well,
I just never thought about it.
Yeah.
Dwarves!
It's sort of hard to group them up any other way. I'm sure there's people that've been like, have we missed any Germanic root words and all that, but it probably comes later down the line.
Can you call a dictionary a book?
Yes.
It's bound.
It's a paper, it's in paper and has... What you're confusing it with is it's not a novel. It's a book, it's not a novel.
So are magazines books, because they're also just bound paper with letters in them?
Yes. You're not happy with that answer, are you?
No.
That's why they also call it a notebook. There doesn't have to be any writing in it, and it still counts. There can be blank piece of paper, there can be lines. All it has to be for a book is that it's bound.
Just done quickly.
Yeah, there you go. Health modifier.
Which is interesting, because,
It's dead,
Kindle,
Doug, it's dead!
with Kindle stuff and all that, arguably you're not reading books, but, the language sort of
you're
probably
reading
hasn't
novels.
really caught up to that. Yeah.
That's just the whole, like, technically you're not painting because you're doing it digitally. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Although there's a video I love of somebody who works for, I think it's not Oxford Dictionary.
Because people make up all the worlds in existence, does that make the dictionary a fictional book?
Basically.
Maybe, yeah.
She worked at a dictionary, I forget which one, it's one of the big ones, but she had a little thing where she talked about different things, and one of her things was talking about decimate. Because a lot of people like to go, actually, that's not what decimate means when people say, a team decimated somebody else. Because apparently she tells a story that one of her friends pitched a fit because that was her exact words, pitched a fit, because she said that the one hockey team decimated the other one, and because she works at the dictionary, they were very upset because decimate means to kill 1 in every 10, and she says no, this is a common etymological fallacy which happens a lot. The origin of a word does not equal the definition of a word. English is a living language and it does change over time. So yeah, even the dictionary people...
A lot of the time I'm correct, even though I keep getting corrected by people in my English.
No.
Oh yes!
You're still wrong.
Well, that's the thing. It's a living language. So if enough people pick it up, that's how that works.
All people need to pick up my language. They don't speak now.
You're better off arguing things are wrong in when you're talking like Latin or something, which is a dead language, because you know that's not supposed to be subject to change.
Yeah, it's not open to interpretation. No more patches.
Yes. Which is why some people like to use Latin, particularly for certain more scientific pursuits and all that, because it becomes less subject to change, at least in theory.
Oh, I found armor with jiggle physics.
A lot of armor has jiggle physics.
Yeah,
This one has side-to-side jiggle physics that I haven't noticed before.
There's Palico armor I want that has jiggle physics, but I need to hunt more of that critter.
Yeah, they are very jiggly, because the rest of them are not this jiggly.
I love how they kept the fans,
almost
presumably because
like
of Dead on the Live and stuff. People kept asking Street Fighter to give their character jiggle physics, so they brought out Rufus.
Get fucked.
He's a big rotund man, yeah. So he has all the jiggle physics in the world.
Zangief is best jiggle physics.
Glad I got Sleep Herbs on the Gathering, because they had ran out of trank bombs.
Yes.
That's all my gathering is parrot shrooms and sleep herbs. Except that one that can't do it, which is any.
They said this was our share from the Fire Spring Festival. Would you like to trade something?
Save that. More garlic. Yes, please.
Right, I'm gonna head off. I'm going to go eat and then do some other things.
Okay. Thanks for coming,
Alright,
friend.
bye.
Enjoy your food.
I will.
Bye bye.
Bye
Ta-ra.
bye. Good luck turning monsters into pants.
I
Thanks.
was gonna say taste.
Both.
Yeah.
I will probably do this quest, this event quest, and then I will also go sort out dinner.
Yeah, tis about
It's
time.
the Chemitrice event quest, which, funnily enough, is the one that we said was for food.
I acknowledge the existence of Nando's.
I beg your pardon.
Because chemistry is food.
Ow! Oh, bastards!
You did kind of stop in front of a bunch of hornets and went, yeah, this is a good spot to stand.
Really, honestly, didn't realize the hornets in this game were poisonous. They'd not poisoned me up until this point.
Let's get some chicken. You know the lightning rods, when they get energized, how do you end up using them?
I actually don't know.
Hello, Chumkin. Okay.
Did you see that? He like double fell over.
Oh, yeah. Going to sleep.
Yep.
I'm gonna bomb it just for the hell of it.
Go on then. Yeah, my Palico has a sleep weapon, which is handy handy in fights because sometimes the monster just falls asleep. Sometimes.
Set a bomb.
Oh, apparently I'm out of bombs. Nice.
Fine. I wish I would have killed it.
Almost, because he's got a skull. Yeah. So it was close to killing it. Annoyingly, if I had had bombs with me, the explosion probably would have killed him.
I think my long-term achievement I want to get a kill while doing the power struggle.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Very unlikely to happen, but I feel like it'd be a really cool screenshot.
Nice. I feel like one thing I am gonna have to do at some point, I think, is actually make like a gathering set. Because honestly, in other Monster Hunters, I'm so used to just always having enough items. But this game, I do feel like I am actively having to stay on top of remembering to gather stuff. I've never seemed to have enough of everything.
My gathering set is still made of the very starting armor at the game.
Fair
Because it
enough.
has the abilities, just not a lot of defense. As long as you don't get hit, you're alright.
Yeah, well, so you can have a ghillie mantle. But yeah, I said the high rank versions will be similar, but just have more slots. There we go, a bunch of cheese! There we go. Yeah, and done both of the event quests. Before I leave, are there any NPCs that need me to talk to them? No, apparently not. I got a bunch of quests available, but I don't think there's anybody who wants me to talk. Oh wait, hang on. Astonishing adaptability ready to report. There we go. Quest to hand in. It's like, well, of all the quests that I've done, surely some of them are ones that NPCs want me to hand in, but apparently not. Oh, that's the main story.
Bottom right corner. Yeah, there you go.
Sild. Ah, this one.
I heard about Soshi. That all that remained of him was a ragged scrap of cloth.
I'm sorry. It may come as cold comfort, but I believe he left an important discovery behind.
And what is that?
We may have discovered an issue regarding the fibers you use to make your clothing. It's just a theory, but its guardian deterring traits may have the opposite effect on their predator.
Wait, you don't think it mistook us for guardians because of our clothes? But surely that can't.
I believe it's possible, especially as a moving object.
Then the threat we ought to be watching most closely for is Shay Wu, not the Guardians. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I hope you'll allow us to assist you in return. There's little we can offer, save the materials we gather. Speak to the others here, if you wish.
We'd welcome the help, but please, direct your thanks to him.
Yes. We just finished laying his grave. I will visit and have a long chat with him later.
Oof. Not very cheerful.
Yeah, Monster Hunter just reminding you, this isn't actually that much of a cheery game.
No. I think that's everything in this zone. Want to report in Suja.
Masterful work, Hunter. And with no damage to the Wounded Hollow or surrounding environs. You have my sincerest thanks. I can easily see why you command Sir Fabius's deep trust. Though that area seems a veritable magnet for such difficulties. It has seen one incident after the next, with nary a moment's rest between.
I imagine that's why the two of you were posted here. As you say, it's a dangerous place. And important, given how close it is to Suja. Only natural that he would place his two best men here to watch over it.
I see. It is just as you say, Hunter. My thanks for your words of encouragement. As a hunter under Sir Fabius's command, I will redouble my efforts here to live up to them. I know that my long road to becoming an ace lancer has still only just begun.
Aww.
I heard from the others. Yes. I can help you source materials.
Which of these do I want? Probably Parashroom, since I just said I was running out of drinks.
Somebody wants to make a trade.
It's all the same. Mm-hmm. There we go. Okie dokie. How do you get cheese from a chicken? Milk it.
No question.
Both of those things are awful. Right, okay. Still a mountain of optionals to do, but made good progress. So, I think this is probably where I am going to end stream. Mm-hmm. Right. Ooh, big stretch. Okay. Right. Is there anything I need to... I don't think so. Right, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for what should be the same today. Sort of, afternoon sort of stream. Yeah. Should be good. And then Friday is going to be afternoon stream and then also an evening stream for our quote-unquote community night, but it's still just going to be more Monster Hunter, but I will make a point of going in the squad for Skywolf for community night. Have some hunts with some of you guys. For now, enjoy the rest of the day whatever you get up to doing. Thank you everyone who hunted with me. Thank you Stanji for coming into the voice chat and hanging out, keeping me company.
Yeah.
And I will sure I'll catch you later because after I have dinner, more monster hunting. But that's it for stream for today. So take care everybody and have a good day. Bye.
Bye. Bye stream.